So let's dive in a little bit deeper into this Festival of Weeks and what it meant for the Jewish people as they celebrated it. A lot of the feasts were linked around food. That's why they're called feasts or festivals. They would celebrate them with different types of food. And to get their food, for many of the Jewish people, they wouldn't go to the local supermarket, although they could buy things in a market, but they grew food themselves. And so we know that this Festival of Weeks came 50 days after the Festival of Passover. And in Passover, they were harvesting a lot of this stuff. This is barley. I don't know if you've seen that before, but this was there. A later harvest, which happened a bit later in the year, was the wheat harvest. And so in the Festival of Weeks, they're thinking a lot about the harvesting of wheat. And of course, wheat is used to make bread. Here it is. Here's some we made earlier. And this bread, if you notice, we've got these two different bits of bread. They're almost like tablets, aren't they, that you could write on. And some of you may be thinking, hey, I know where there are 2 stone tablets in the Bible. You're right, it's those 10 commandments that Moses found on Mount Halat. And so at this festival, in the Festival of Weeks, not only do the Jews have these 2 pieces of bread, but they also remember the 10 commandments and the time when the law was given. The law being the first 5 books of our Bible. The Jews would call it their Torah. Genesis, Exodus, Leviticus, Numbers and Deuteronomy. That these 5 first books were all given to them to live life God's way. To live life to the full. And that's what these 2 stone tablets are. Can you remember what the 10 commandments that were written on those tablets were?
You shall have no other gods but me. Don't make idols. Don't use God's name in vain. Keep the Sabbath as a holy day.
Honour your father and mother.
Do not murder. Do not commit adultery. Do not steal. Do not lie.
Do not envy other people.
So in the Festival of Weeks, the Jews would take some of this bread and wave it before God to say, Lord, we love you. We love the life that you've given us. We love the harvest that you've given us. We love the law that you've given us so that we can enjoy life. And God promised to them that they would live in a land filled with milk and honey, this beautiful, rich land. And so often at this time in the Festival of Weeks, they will eat a lot of dairy foods like cheesecake and other yummy things like that, because they're saying to God, we thank you that you are giving us life to enjoy and to live for you, your way, as your people.